Hi, my name's Dan, and I finished last in my fantasy football league last year. This video may be the most important piece of advice I give this offseason. It's also advice I know you can use. This week, I'm talking about bye weeks. Any fantasy football player should have a basic grasp of bye week traps, where you have two running backs on the same bye week, and your third running back is, well, not a top choice. You may even be praying he's starting. It's not a difficult concept to work through. Make sure you have players on different bye weeks, and draft rankings include bye weeks to help you avoid making a mistake. So I'm not simply going to give you a list of when teams are on a bye week. I'm going to point out highly rated players so you prepare yourself for your fantasy draft. You can better plan to target players who don't share a bye week.
Week 5.
The first bye week starts out light, with only the Panthers and Chiefs taking an early season rest. But it does include some notable players. Fortunately, with only 2 teams on bye, it shouldn't be difficult to make sure you're covered.
This week shouldn't be tough, even with some good players in the top 15. Week 6.
Week 6 brings us 4 teams on bye, and specifically multiple top-end running backs, Gibbs, Achane, and wide receivers Jamar, T. Higgins, Justin Jefferson on bye at the same time. And if you're brave and lucky enough to get Jamar and JJ on your fantasy team, you better have solid backups for this week.
A number of top 10 players in various positions this week, so you just want to be careful as you draft. Week 7.
4 more teams hit the beach week 7, and this is a week to be careful about your QBs, with Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, and Jaden Daniels all on bye. Hopefully you have a decent alternative QB for this week, and if you're in a 2-quarterback league, be very careful.
4 of top 10 quarterbacks, 2 top 10 running backs. This is a tricky week. Week 8.
Another 4 teams, but this week shouldn't be too difficult to navigate. Even with a couple good quarterbacks on bye this week, it's mixed up enough that you should be able to get yourself covered.
49ers players are the real tricky ones here, though if the Texans succeed this year, that could be tricky as well. Week 9.
Only 2 teams are resting in week 9, and in my opinion, not too many guys to worry about, unless the new coaches really unlock the players not listed. Mike McCarthy could find something with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I'm really in wait-and-see mode with the Tennessee Titans.
Really surprised Rodgers is ranked that low. Week 10.
Week 10 presents another tricky week with quality quarterbacks, running backs, and receivers on bye, along with a couple highly rated tight ends.
Week 11.
This has to be the worst bye week with 6 teams on bye and a lot of quality players, including the recently traded A.J. Brown. Fantasy wide receiver rooms will be hurting if they don't pay attention to who's off this week.
There's just so many players on bye this week, especially with the Rams, Patriots, and Seahawks all sharing this bye week. Week 13.
Running back and tight end heavy in Week 13, with several guys that are sure to be on your draft target list. This is the week you've been saving that one tight end only you know his name to play.
I don't know his name either, but you definitely want to be careful with running backs and tight ends this week. Week 14.
I still get slightly bothered that there's a bye weeks this late in the season. Our league adjusted our playoff format so that it no longer impacts our playoffs. But that's the main reason to watch out for this bye week. With only 2 teams, it should be otherwise manageable.
Just watch out if you're a Cowboys fan.
As mentioned, there is enough info available as you prepare for your draft that you can avoid drafting 2 regular starters with the same bye week. But also keep this list handy as the season progresses. Injuries and trades can also impact your bye week, and there's little worse than trading for a stud receiver like Jackson Smith-Njigba and forgetting that he has the same bye week as your other receiver, Puka Nacua. That, my friends, is how you finish last.